everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be testing out the new Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. Now, I did buy this foundation. Okay. Don't remember how much I paid for it though. Okay, so I purchased this foundation at Dis-Chem for 170 Rand. I actually picked up the shade 070 Warm Caramel. But let's open the PR package and see what shades they sent me. So just by my eye being trained to identify which is my foundation shade, I was like, okay, let me just pick the 070 shade, because you guys know that there are no testers in store, so it makes it really difficult to kind of find your foundation shade. So yeah, it comes in 21 shades, and it says that it is formulated with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil for intense hydration, no animal testing, vegan, microplastic and particle free, as well as no mineral oils added and no parabens added either. Bixby, I am not talking to you. Anyway, so let's open up this package. Let's see what's inside. We have a beautiful brown box. Love that. Okay, and then when you open up the package, we have 3 foundation shades. We have a beauty blending sponge, which I think I definitely want to use and try out. Hello, this looks really cute. Do you guys see all the different colors? I love that. And then we also have a little leaflet, which I will read to you guys in a bit. And then there is 3 foundation shades. So one of the shades that they did send me was 070. Then they also sent me the shade Warm Cinnamon, 065 Warm Cinnamon, and the shade 090 Cool Espresso. So we're going to try out the 070 shade. I'm actually going to be using the one that I purchased. And then we'll keep the spare one if this ends up being a foundation that I love. Because, I mean, extra bottles of something that you love never hurt, right? So like I said, I had every intention to review this foundation for you guys. So it just so happened that they sent me a PR package as well. So thank you so much to Cosmetics SA for sending me this package. Okay, let's read the little leaflet here. It says, "Hi beauty, we are so excited to introduce to you the new True Skin Hydrating Foundation from Catrice Cosmetics, your solution for a natural looking even complexion. The vegan formula with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil provides intensive moisture, keeping your skin supple and hydrated throughout the day. The nourishing, long-wearing formula with medium to high buildable coverage makes minor imperfections and redness disappear, whilst feeling light on the skin for an incomparable," I said that like an American, "for an incomparable and natural matte real skin finish. We hope you enjoy hashtag your true skin with the new True Skin Hydrating Foundation. We've picked 3 foundation shades just for you. Can't wait to see how you feel about our True Skin Hydrating Foundation, so you don't forget to tag us." Oh, cool. So this foundation is available from Dis-Chem, Superstay, Takealot, Skin Miles, and houseofcosmetics.co.za. So that's really, really nice. I feel like they sent me a good variation of medium tone, so a really dark, medium, and a light tone. So let's see. Okay, so let's see what this foundation is all about. Now, you guys know we love drugstore, we love affordable foundations, and this is 170 Rand, which honestly is quite affordable. Anything under 200 Rand these days is quite affordable if you ask me, especially for a good quality foundation. But let's see how this foundation performs. Now, you guys know that I have oily skin, but I'm gonna prime my skin just to give this foundation a true chance. I'm just using my Kiki Beauty coconut priming water. This is the first time that this has happened where I've purposely bought the foundation to review, and then I've gotten in PR as well. I'm really lucky. Okay, so let's talk about the packaging. It's this beautiful packaging with rose gold on the lid, and then when you open it up, there is a white sort of pump. So really like this cute packaging, and it also says microplastic particle free. It's also a glass bottle, just by the way. So this is my first impressions. I'm just going to squirt some on my makeup tile. Let's see. Okay, so quite liquidy first impressions wise. This looks like a really nice shade, so I'm just going to do 2 pumps for now, and then we'll add on as we need. I'm also going to go ahead and wet my sponge because I want to see how this foundation applies with the sponge and with a brush. Let's see. Okay, so this sponge swelled up quite a bit. I wonder if they actually have this available for purchase. I guess we shall see, but it feels really nice and squishy. Now, I do have oily skin, but I do really appreciate a hydrating foundation, especially because my skin does tend to get dry in winter. So yeah, we're going to be giving this foundation a fair chance, and I'm also going to be doing a wear test. Okay, so let's start with a brush, and I'm just going to apply this to one side of my face. This foundation smells really nice. Love the smell. Okay, so the brush that I'm using is the M439 from the James Charles brush set that I have. But any kabuki brush will work just as well. This one is just big, so it gets the job done really fast. Yo, if that's not what she said, what did she really say? Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna have to say that this coverage is absolutely beautiful. This color also is really stunning. Even though this is a hydrating foundation, it doesn't really have like a dewy look to it. So it's definitely a more natural skin-like foundation. I would say that it's definitely on the medium side. However, if I really wanted a very natural-esque look, I could literally just leave it at this. I love a full coverage look, so I obviously want to go in with a little bit extra and just cover up my 5 o'clock shadow around my mouth. But other than that, I think that this coverage is absolutely insane, and the finish also is insane. Let me just complete this half of my face, and then we'll move on to the next half. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I think I have like my new favorite foundation at this point. I really like the scent on this foundation. I know a lot of people don't like scents on their foundations, but this is not like a very overpowering scent. It's just like a mild scent, and then it goes away. Like you don't even smell it. And yeah, so this is what the foundation looks like on this side of my face. Foundation versus no foundation. Honestly, I'm kind of obsessed. So I'm just gonna actually go in with a sponge, apply on this side of my face, and then we're gonna go back here and build up the foundation just in the areas where I feel like I need extra coverage. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of foundation on the sponge and just blend this in. Now, I'm not a fan of sponges just because I feel like it absorbs a lot of product, you know. But I'm actually really surprised that for such a, I feel like liquidy consistency foundation, that it actually does quite a good job with coverage. So I'm just picking up more foundation. I'm just gonna blend this. The sponge is doing a really good job. I feel like it's not absorbing too much foundation. Okay, so I'm gonna have to say that this sponge in specific does not absorb any of the foundation, so it's actually giving me such a beautiful finish. It almost looks like, hold up, like this side of my face is brighter and more full coverage than this side of my face. So I'm gonna have to say the sponge is doing a really decent job at that. Honestly, I haven't come across a lot of hydrating foundations where like the product just doesn't go straight into the sponge, but it could be this sponge in particular. So hopefully they are selling this sponge, because you can literally see that there is absolutely no product in the actual sponge. Like it's just sitting on top, but there's nothing inside. So for the first time, I'm gonna finish off my face, build up a little bit of coverage with the sponge, because I really like this sponge. You guys know, if you watched my previous foundation videos, like I really dislike how most sponges absorb a lot of product, and the fact that the coverage on the side was so great shows how much of product it did not absorb. Shook. I haven't used a sponge to apply my foundation in years, guys, so you must understand that I am shook. Also, 2 pumps is more than enough. I literally just have a little bit left on my makeup tile, and I'm just going to use this to just cover up around my mouth. Also, this 3, I lie, there's no 3, there's no the number 3 in this shade. Also, this 070 shade is probably the best match if you are around my skin tone. It's very rich in tone, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. Yes, my eye bags are Gucci, but we'll ignore them for now, okay? So yeah, warm caramel is definitely my shade, and yeah, really happy with how this foundation looks right now. The time is currently 11:54. Okay, yeah, so the time right now is 11:54. Just quickly running through the way this foundation is sitting on the skin. It looks really nice, like your skin, but better. I'm seeing a little bit of creasing here in the forehead, but I'm gonna set that really well, because I do crease and get shiny in this area anyway. Really like the sponge. I really hope that they are producing it. Catrice, please bring the sponge, okay? We love it, it's amazing. Literally, like, I don't know how to explain it, but when a sponge absorbs product, there's like literally blotches of product, whereas this is like well dispersed throughout the sponge. Anywho, never mind the sponge. The foundation itself is really pretty. I didn't put any pore blurring anything on this area because I do have pores, but it looks really nice on the skin, and I really like it so far. I really like it. I'm not gonna lie, I think I can probably build this foundation up a little bit more around my mouth. I'm just very fussy, you guys. I'm very fussy when it comes to like full coverage, because I don't like this gray cast around my mouth. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more so I can show you guys what I mean. You see? You see how nice that looks when there's no cast around your mouth? I love that. Like, I'm obsessed with that. So it's definitely a full, like, medium to high coverage, as they did say. You can see it makes such a big difference from the side where I built up the foundation to this side. And I really love that about this foundation. I'm just very fussy, guys. Yo, I used to think I'm not a fussy person, but as I'm getting older, I am fussy. And that's the tea. Much better. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead off of camera. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, everyone, so the time right now is 12:44, and I've been wearing this makeup on for like less than an hour at this point. I have only really set the center of my face. If I was going out and wearing a mask, I would use translucent powder to just set this area, but I mean, it dried down pretty well. So I think other than if you're in the house, you don't really need to set it with powder. But yeah, it looks absolutely flawless. Really enjoying this foundation so far. Everything else that I put on top really is sitting so well on the skin. It looks like my skin but better at this point, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. Like, I cannot tell you guys enough how much I love this formula. It's very liquidy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, but it is such a good formula of foundation. I'm gonna have to say, just by my first impressions, this is probably gonna be my new favorite foundation. I'm actually really not mad that I bought my own bottle and then they sent it to me in PR because now I'm not gonna be shy to use this foundation. So yeah, this is the 1 hour situation so far. Not even 1 hour. I've only been wearing this foundation for under an hour. I haven't put on setting spray on the skin whatsoever, and you guys can see everything is sitting so beautifully. And yeah, I will check in with you guys throughout the day to let you guys know how everything is wearing, and yeah, to see how it also wears on my oily skin as well. So I will catch you guys in a little bit. Okay everyone, so the time right now is 6:29, so 6:30, and I've had this foundation on for about just under 8 hours at this point, and I want to say that this foundation held up pretty well. I did not do any touch-ups, nothing of that sort. It is a bit glowy, but nothing too crazy, especially considering the fact that I do have oily skin. I have been rubbing my nose and stuff over the last 8 hours because I do get post-nasal drip. It has settled into my smile lines. This side is worse than this side, so I think I definitely need to bake it just a little bit more for it to like really be set. But other than that, I have to say, like, even the oils and stuff, it's not too crazy. Like, I just blotted, you guys can see it like quickly mattified. So even though it's a hydrating foundation, I would say it's suitable for all skin types. Yeah, I really like the way this foundation looks. I think this is probably going to be my new favorite as well. It looks amazing, and I really love it. Wow, okay, so the Catrice True Skin Foundation literally lives up to its name. It's long wear. It is true to skin. It feels like skin. It looks like skin. Very lightweight. There was multiple times throughout the day where I even forgot I was even wearing makeup, which is crazy. I also spilled like some sauce on my chin. That was oil based, but it didn't do too much of damage. You guys can probably see the splotch. But overall, I really do love this foundation. I think it is amazing, and it's definitely going to be my new go-to because of how stunning it looks. I love foundations that look like skin. That is it from me, you guys. I have to say this foundation is worth the hype. For my first impressions, I'm super impressed with this foundation, and you guys have seen the wear for yourself. I mean, less than 8 hours of wear, I think that's pretty decent. I could get away with a good couple of more hours. I would say the creasing began probably around the 5 or 6 hour mark, but then again, I did build up the foundation in this area, so maybe use less product or bake a little extra. You know what I mean? That is it for me, you guys. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.